And we're live. Good morning all. Welcome back for another stream. How are we today? Big stream today. Double GW28 is here. How many double Gameweek players have we got? Let us know in chat. Teddy's fallen asleep on my shoulder. I don't know how long he's going to stick around, but he does what he wants. He runs the roost around here. So yeah, he just jumped up right as I hit go live. So yeah, we've got Teddy in the building as well. So I'm going to try not to move too much because, yeah, as I say, he runs the roost around here. So he's picked his napping spot and he's on my shoulder. Let me turn the volume down a wee bit. How many double Gameweek players have we all got? Mikey's got 3, Adam's got 5, Austin's got 5. Morning to Razvan and Jago as well. Morning Danny. Shout out to Sanjay, Cathal, Ahmed, Nimble B, Adam, Liam, Ranil. Loco Ono says, hi Ross. Loco's in the wrong stream, or you've forgotten my name. No, I think you're in the right stream because you've got like a year of membership there, so never mind. So welcome all of you to the stream. I've got 3 doublers myself. I've made 2 transfers from -4, so I've sold Edison and finally a Stupinian. So I've brought in Neto and Zabanye to target this double. So triple Bournemouth for me. No Luton. Just kidding, fair enough. Morning Ash, how we doing? Morning Christopher. Welcome all to the stream. Yeah, we've got lots to cover today. As always, we'll do the news roundup for anything you might have missed. There's quite a bit yesterday. We'll have a look at Kings of the Gameweek, scout selection. We'll talk about the future doubles as well, free hit 29. I've put together a free hit 29 draft, which I wanted to run by you guys. Andrew says, hi Andy. Everyone's in the wrong stream this morning, but if anyone stumbled in here by accident, then welcome to the stream. Good to have you with us. Thar says, why Kirkes over why not Kirkes over Zabanye? The thing with Kirkes is he's great. Like, he's got slightly better underlying numbers than Zabanye, but very slightly. But once Kelly's back, there's a chance he might get rotated. It might not happen, but that's what we saw early in the season when they were both fit. And I think Kelly's not too far away, so it could be like the other side of Gameweek 30. And I need my defender to play in Gameweek 30 because I've got double Arsenal defence, and they've got City away in Gameweek 30. So I'll need to play Pedro Porro, who's got Luton, Van Dijk, who's got Brighton, and then I'll need Zabanye for Everton. Don't get me wrong, like Kirkes will probably be fine as well, but I just want to save myself the headache for you know, slightly less attacking underlying numbers. So that's why I've ended up with Zabanye. I think he went up last night. I think he's 4.5 mil now. Neto went up as well. Haaland went down. Finally, Haaland price drop. So Haaland's, what is he, 14.4? Yeah, 14.4 now. Still owned by 2/3 of the game. You know what, I saw Kanate could be out for this game. So I guess it'd be Kwanzaa or Gomez in centre-back. So yeah, if I'm honest, I wouldn't be surprised if City put a few past Liverpool there. What do you guys think, the outcome of City versus Liverpool? Obviously, it's Anfield, so Liverpool playing at home. Scoreline predictions for that one? John? What do you mean, John? Do we risk it with Solanke? I'm pretty settled on him. I'm on captain Solanke myself. Sarah says Oscar's being called Harry and Ross this morning. I know, I'm going to have to tell him after we're in a group chat together. We talk every day, me, Harry and Ross, so I'm going to have to tell him after that. People are getting the names mixed up. To be fair, they said they have the same happen to them. They'll get comments like, Ross had one saying something like, oh, don't do that move, Oscar. But yeah, I'd won this week actually, someone called me Ross. We're not that similar, are we? 3-2 to Liverpool, Christopher says. Salah brace. 2-1 Liverpool, 1-0. Smithy says 1-0. Arsenal top by end of the day. 0-0. There's no way it's 0-0. How's the finger? The finger's alright now. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's healed over now. It's basically all good now. That healed quite quick. That was a week ago, and that was bad at the time. Wouldn't stop bleeding, but yeah, now it's alright. So yeah, welcome all to the stream. Is that your dog at the back? It is, yeah. I was saying, just as I hit go live, he wanted to jump up. This is where he normally sits when I'm working on my computer. But he doesn't normally come in for streams, but he jumped up just as I hit go live. So, as I said earlier, like, he runs the roost around here. Like, he does what he wants. So, if he wants to nap on my shoulders, then that's perfectly fine with me. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird spot to nap, but that's where he loves to nap. For whatever reason that is. Luckily he's a Chihuahua, so like it's easy to fit him there. I think we've got a teddy emoji, don't we? Can anyone check? I'm sure we've got a teddy emoji. 3-3 draw. Yeah, when they play each other, it tends to be a high-scoring game. I talked about it in videos this week. On average, since the start, I think it was the 2021 season, there's been like over 3 goals per game. It was like 3.4 goals per game on average. Oh yeah, we do. The teddy emoji. Love it. Dubravka to Neto for a -4. Yeah, I actually don't mind that move. I don't mind that move. I don't know who your other keeper is, though. I still think there's a while till Pope's back. I'm sure I read it'll be sometime next month. But yeah, I don't mind that move, to be honest with you. Like, they've got nice fixtures coming out the blank as well. And I'm assuming you're going to free hit 29. We'll stick a poll up. I'm actually interested to know how the chip strategies are looking now in terms of free hit 29 or not. So are you on free hit 29? The two options are yes and no. Well, I've used it already as well, so we don't get those mixed up with the no's. There we go. The poll is up. Get your votes in on that. How we doing, Sam? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. So I've just got Areola. So I've got Neto and Dubravka now. I'm actually going to have a bit of a headache in terms of who to start coming out 29. If Dubravka is still first choice. Morning, Alfie. How we doing? I'm good, thanks, Si. Yeah, I'm not too bad. I've made 2 moves, so I did it last night. I didn't really need to, but both Zabani and Neto were going up, so I thought I'd do it just in case they go up twice and I can sell for 0.1 profit. Ranoski's behind you. He's alright. He's not very intimidating. So yeah, I sold Edison and Estupinian for Neto and Zabani for a -4 last night. Absolute. Imagine if Bournemouth can keep 2 clean sheets there. Absolute scenes. I think 1 clean sheet is probably realistic, and it might be Sheffield United. Jago says Zabani in for Estupinian for a -4. Yeah, that's the exact move I did. Hafiz says, who's the dog got the armband on? He's actually got Neto captain. He likes to go differential. He's back in Solanke to struggle with this knee problem, so he's gone Neto captain himself. He's having a great season as well. He's top 1k. Very smart dog. Morning, Chris. How we doing? See, the problem is I'm in a mini league with Cheeseman Chris, and he can see exactly what my moves are every week because I do videos and streams, so he's got an edge on me there. I'm struggling to catch him. I think he's about 30 or so points ahead of me. I'll have to start doing fake teams on these streams and fake videos just to throw Chris off. Yeah, it's a Chihuahua, not a Frenchie. So funny story, when I got him I was like, they said he was a purebred Chihuahua, and he's quite big for a Chihuahua, so I bought this DNA test off Amazon, and you have to like swab their mouth and then you send it off in the post and it goes to like Denmark and they assess it in their lab, and then they give you a pie chart saying like what his build up is in terms of breeds, and I was expecting all sorts mixed in, but it just came back as a complete circle saying 100% Chihuahua. But yeah, he's big. He's not one of those little pocket Chihuahuas, so. Chris says, no, you're the one copying me. That's true. Have you got Neto and Zabani as well, Chris? Surely not. I'm liking double Bournemouth this week, to be honest. 2 home games against 2 of the worst teams in the league. Marcus had to use the wildcard. I don't think wildcarding this week's bad, necessarily. I think it's a perfectly fine week to use it, because you can set up for 29 as well. You can load up on doublers this week. You can save your free hit. Has anyone gone Haaland to Morris this week? I think that's a big dilemma a lot of people are facing. I don't know if I'd do it if I was free hitting 29. But if you're not free hitting 29, it does make sense. As mad as it sounds. Because it's Haaland versus Liverpool. Or it's Morris with 3 fixtures. So what's he got? Palace, Bournemouth. I forgot who's got in 29. Is it Forest at home? I think. So like in terms of the 3 fixtures versus 1, you'd think Morris outscores him, but You never know with Haaland. Like, he could go off, couldn't he, against Liverpool? Not as many double-digit hauls this season. 13, 20, 16, 16, 13. I'm sure by this point last season he had like 8 double-digit hauls. Jacob with a super chat. He says, current team is Neto, Zabanya, Gabriel, Doughty, Bowen, Son, Saka, Palmer, Solanke, Haaland, Watkins. Bench is Areola, Foden, Saliba, Bradley. Thoughts on who to bench? I'm struggling to bench Foden. So the back three picks itself. I would bench Saliba there as well. Bowen, Son, Saka, Palmer, Solanke. I think I would do the same, to be honest. It does seem like madness to bench Foden, but you're not going to bench Son, I don't think. You can't bench Bowen home to Burnley. You can't bench Saka. So it's Palmer against the leaky Newcastle side, playing home. Or Foden away to Liverpool. I still think I would do what you've done there. You're not going to bench Watkins, Haaland or Solanke, so I think you've got it right there. Is anyone else benching Foden this week? I've had a few comments about it on videos this week, saying like, do I really have to bench Foden with this midfield? I think it makes sense with the midfield you've got. I mean, I would line up the same as you, if I'm honest, so that's what I would do. Andreas says, is Sterling likely to be rotated, or is he a decent option with 2 double game weeks coming up? Already have Palmer. I think that's one of those, when we've got plenty of time to assess it, like Chelsea's doubles might not come till 35, 36. This is the predicted fixture ticker from Ben Crellin. So 28 to 33 is all locked in. It's 34 onwards, that's a bit up in the air. It's going to depend on European football, FA Cup and so on. So Chelsea have a low chance of doubling in 34. It could be 35 or 36. So I would wait until much nearer the time. I don't think he's nailed. I think he's prone to the odd rotation, especially in the double game week. Like Mudryk could easily get a game ahead of him. So I would say probably not. Thanks for the 25 months, Andreas. Yeah, I'm looking at Chelsea as well, like when these doubles drop in. Chelsea are guaranteed to have 2 doubles. So Palmer, I think, is going to be a no-brainer, like in every team when we get near those doubles. And then it's who do you go after that? Because I think Reece James might be back around here. So Gusto, annoyingly, maybe not. So yeah, Sterling could be an option. But I'll have to see nearer the time what his minutes are like. I would say probably not nailed, though. If there's any Chelsea fans in chat, let us know what you think about that. Yeah, I'm free hitting 29, Tommy. I actually made a draft just before we went live, so this is where I'm at the moment with the free hit 29 draft. Let me know what you think of it. I've got Flecken in goal, Doughty, Reguilon, Pedro Porro, Maddison, Son, Bowen, Bailey, Tony, Awani and Watkins. You could go midfield 5 and not have Awani, but I thought I might chuck him in as a differential on the free hit. I like to chuck in at least one differential on the free hit because it's a 1 week punt, isn't it? Is there anyone I'm forgetting here? Maybe Morris over Awani. But that's where I'm at with the free hit 29 draft at the moment. I think a lot of the players basically pick themselves, and I'm fully expecting next week to say, oh, everyone's got the same team, but to be honest, a lot of these players pick themselves. Like everyone's going to have Tony, Watkins, Son, Bowen, Maddison, and then you're going to have probably Reguilon, Porro. There's just a few other spots basically. Like you could have Douglas Luiz over Bailey. I'd love to have Alex Moreno depending on Digne, but you know if Digne's available then it's a bit risky. Daniel says, morning focal. I'm leaning towards Semenyo over Solanke as a massive differential. Thoughts? I don't hate Semenyo as a pick. Like he's having a pretty good season, but I think you have to go Solanke if you can afford him. If you can't afford him, then fine, but I think it's unwise to go without Solanke if he's an option for you. Like some people just can't get to him this week, and that's fine, but if you can afford both, I would go Solanke. Khalid says, news roundup, he's got to run some errands. Okay, let's jump into the news roundup for Khalid. We'll start with Tottenham. And Pedro Porro is available for Gameweek 28. Postecoglou said the rest are still in rehab, which suggests that Richarlison was slightly premature in his self-diagnosis interview. Yeah, oddly he said, I'm back in training and I'll be fit for the next one, but it sounds like that's not accurate. Trippier is going to miss Game Week 28 and next weekend's FA Cup game. Howell's hopeful he will return after the international break. Wilson, Pope, Joelinton and Tonali all out still. But yeah, who knows with Howell? Like, maybe he'll start this one based on how much of a bullshitter he's been this season. I wanted to include this West Ham one because Emerson has picked up a groin injury in their Europa tie, so he's going to have to be assessed. And he was someone I was looking at getting on free hit 29, so maybe not now. Maybe not. So yeah, if anyone was looking at Emerson, really nice fixture this week, but I would avoid now based on that injury. Emery said that Pau Torres and McGinn are available for Game Week 28. Ramsey's going to be assessed after training, so good news if anyone's got Pau Torres and need him to scrape through 29 next week. Salah made his return from injury in Europa League against Sparta Prague, played 17 minutes. I think he scored, but it was offside. Gomez is fine after being subbed off early, but Konate's waiting on the results of a scan. Nunez and Szoboszlai also returned in Game Week 27. Trent and Alisson remain out. And then lastly, Bournemouth. I don't have the Bournemouth crest. I'll have to use that. Senesi's been ruled out until after the international break with a hamstring injury. Solanke hasn't trained fully this week, like before Game Week 27, but Iriola's hopeful he'll play. Now, the same was said last week about Solanke. He hadn't trained all week because he's nursing his knee problem, but he still played. And there was an interview with Sky with Solanke, and they basically asked if he's going to play in both double Game Week 28 matches. They basically said, are you confident you can play against Sheffield United and Luton? And he just said, yeah, I'll be fine. So that's a bit more reassuring. So the poll results. Are you on free hit 29? 61% are, 32% aren't, 8% have used it already. So following up from that Bournemouth news, I'm interested to know if anyone's on triple captain Solanke, if you've still got it. Are you triple captaining? Yes, no, and used it already. I think those will be the logical three options. Get your votes in. Why is Saka flagged? I think it was illness, wasn't it? Yeah, just an illness. He came off at half-time against Sheffield United. That was very unlucky, by the way. Anyone who captained Saka against Sheffield United off at half-time. So yeah, in terms of whether I would do it, triple captain, I think it depends on the chips you've got. If you still got your free hit and bench boost, then I would use it this week. I think he plays both games as well, personally. Might be wrong, but I think he plays both. Because if you got your bench boost, then you probably want to use that in 37, which would be the biggest double of the season. Just to pull up Ben's ticker again. You can see the amount of teams that are likely to double here. So like Arsenal, Bournemouth, Brighton, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, City probably will, Tottenham probably will. So like you want a bench boost that week ideally, or you could free hit that week and just get out an absolutely stacked 11. So that leads me to believe Solanke triple captain now probably makes the most sense. And in terms of 34, it's not as an appealing double. Like Arsenal got a very low chance, so do Chelsea. So I don't know if you'd want a triple captain that week, because who are the options? Maybe someone like Højlund if they get Newcastle and Sheffield United home. Chelsea might double in 35 or 36, but again it'd be Villa and then Tottenham or Brighton, or West Ham or Brighton or Tottenham. So I just think it makes sense to use it now, even though there is this worry about his knee. Pierre says you're the best, Oscar. Thank you, Pierre. Yeah, the finger's alright now. It's kind of healed over. I've had it strapped up all week. I've just taken the plaster off. Finger's all good. Doughty or Zabanye? If you're free hitting 29, Zabanye. If you're not free hitting 29, then Doughty. Can totally sleep while I'm talking. Oh, thanks for that. Am I boring you to sleep? Who would you start, Haaland or Watkins? Oh, you can't bench either of those, surely. Can't bench Haaland or Watkins. I feel like I'd rather bench Watkins between those. Kvaz says, why is nobody mentioning Chong over Barkley? I just think Barkley's the better pick. Like, he bosses the midfield, takes some set pieces. I think he's got more returns this season. I don't think Chong was completely nailed either. Like, what's his minutes like? Isn't he a bit in and out of the team? I know he scored the other day, but... I mean, he's got 2 goals, 2 assists this season. I know he's returned in his last 3, but, I mean, look at his minutes. He never makes it to 90. He often doesn't start. I mean, he started 9 games this season. I'd rather Barkley. Mohit says, starting Dubravka, Gabriel, Saliba, Stupinian, Palmer, Foden, Saka, Son, Solanke, Haaland and Watkins. On the bench, he's got Edison, Gordon, Taylor, Konsa. 1 free transfer. He's saying, do I do Edison to Neto or a Stupinian to someone? I would do both, Mohit. I've got a very similar team to you. And I've sold Edison for Neto, and I sold a Stupinian for Zibanejad for a -4. I think those moves just make sense if you're on free hit 29. In for a -4. Especially if you have to start a Stupinian. Which you have to, right? You're not going to start Taylor or Konsa. Yeah, I would do both moves, Mohit. Thanks for the super chat. I would do both moves for a -4. Same answer to Sepe, who says Zibanejad for a Stupinian -4. That's what I've done. Motaz says, welcome back for another video. I'm going to have to copyright that or stick it on a mug or something. Is Kivior nailed? Not nailed, no. He's a regular starter while Zinchenko's injured. But not nailed, no. Flame says, morning Oscar, hope you're well. What's your wildcard plan? Probably Game Week 35. Probably Game Week 35. Because then you can basically dead end your team into 34s doubles. Whatever that would be. Like, if Palace double, then I could sell, I don't know, Gordon for Eze, that sort of thing. I could get a Man United mid if they double. Or Højlund, something like that. And then wildcard in 35 to prepare for the double in 37. And then bench boost 37. That's my loose plan. Jana says, should I free hit? No, I wouldn't free hit this week. Definitely not this week. Omar says, hey Oscar, Ake to Doughty for free. Haaland to Morris -4. Garnacho to Bowen -8. And then bench Foden. No free hit 29. I've already got Zibanejad and Solanke. Be dead ended in 30. Wildcard in 31. Right. Hang on. So, Ake to Doughty I would do. Haaland to Morris I would do as well. Garnacho to Bowen. Who have United got this week? I'll do those first 2 moves, 100%. They've got Everton home. I don't know if I'd... Yeah, I probably would do that. If you're not free hitting the 29. I'm assuming you're like way off getting 11 players out. So you're bringing in 3 players this week that play in 29. You can make 1 more transfer next week. You have to bench Foden. Nah, I think I'll just do the first 2 moves myself. Because you have to bench Foden as well. If you didn't have Foden, then I would do it. No, I'll do the first 2 moves, Mo. Craig says, taking out Haaland for Morris and He-Chan worth it. Yeah, it kind of depends on your strategy. Like, if you're not going to free hit 29, then you need players that are going to play. So a lot of people are going Haaland to Morris this week, which makes a lot of sense in that scenario. Because Morris has got 3 games, Haaland's got 1, which is just Liverpool away. What are you moaning about, Teddy? So yeah, I would do that. In terms of He-Chan, it depends who you've got to start if you don't sell him this week. Like, I'm keeping him this week because I've just got other players that are perfectly fine to play and it's not worth a hit. But yeah, if you need to sell him, like, there are options like that play in 29, like Douglas Luiz, Bailey, Bowen, if you can afford him, is probably the best this week. Enchok says, Haaland to Morris, free transfer, who says no? I mean, if I wasn't free hitting 29, I would be making that move, 100%. But I'm free hitting the 29, so I'm just keeping Haaland. It's not worth going -8, Haaland to Morris, in my opinion. Mr. F says, hey Oscar, glad your finger's good. You took a -4 for Morris and Neto. You brought them in for Haaland and Dubravka, free hitting Foden or Gordon to start. Free hitting 29, Porre or Estupinian. So based on what we've heard, Porre's available, so I would start him, just because Estupinian's a massive doubt whether he starts. I'd rather start Porre, I think. Foden or Gordon. I think between those two, Foden. You can't bench Foden in current form. Obviously a slightly better fixture for Gordon, but I was saying earlier, I fancy City to win this one. They're still missing a lot of players. And now Konate's picked up an injury, and he might be out as well. They said they're waiting on the results of a scan. So it could be Kwanzaa or Gomez centre-back with Van Dijk, Bradley in right-back, probably Robertson left-back, Keller in goal. So, yeah, hopefully that helps. Casper says, would you do Solanke for Darwin for -4? Yeah, I would do that, 100%. I think that one's quite straightforward, because Darwin's got City, Solanke's got double. Greaser says, who are you benching, Neto, Saliba or Gabriel? That's the Wolves Neto, right? Neto, Saliba or Gabriel? Let me just check the latest on Neto's injury. I'm sure I read he's back available. But will he start? Potential return date 9th of March. That's today. So he said Sarr and Neto have trained fine. They came in on their day off and we did some good work. I'd still bench Neto, to be honest with you. I'd go double Arsenal defence. Just because Neto, like, apparently he's trained, but is he going to come straight in the team, or is he, like, working his way back? So, yeah, I'd bench Neto. Teddy's good, Matthew. Yeah, he's alright. He's having a nap on my shoulder. So, are you triple captain in Solanke? 25% are. 37% no. 37% used it already. What do you guys think Solanke's effective ownership is going to be this week? Do you think it'll be 200% or less? As I was saying earlier, if I still had my triple captain, plus I had free hit and bench boost, I would just use it now on Solanke. I think he probably starts both games, unless he aggravates the injury. I would just use it. Sam reckons 160%. I'd take that. So that's still some gains to be had if it's that low. Razan reckons 150. Reinald says 190. 180. If it's 120, I'll be really happy with that. I think it's going to be about 160. 191%. Very specific guess from Ash. Bench one out of Foden, Douglas Luiz and Tony. I'd say Douglas Luiz. He's 2% owned on Dream Team. I've never played that actually. Is it good, Dream Team? The only fantasy game I play properly is FPL. I've got a Champions League fantasy team, but I missed one of the deadlines the other day. I actually got away with it because I would have brought on my Arsenal players for the Porto game. I'm doing okay. I'm like top 50k in the Champions League one. But it does have less players. No, I haven't wildcarded. I'm going to save it for later in the season. Right, get your guesses in. Who's going to be the top scorer of Double Gameweek 28? It was Foden last week. I think that's the second time Foden's had it this season. If I'm not mistaken, let me check that. It was Gameweek 23 when he got the hat-trick. And then he was top scorer again, Gameweek 27 with 15. Get your guesses in. Who's going to be the top scorer this week? Underpass says it's going to be Sonny. Nick reckons Bowen. A couple of Tavernier guesses. Solanke, Doughty, Neto, Salah, Tavernier. I'm surprised to see Tavernier mentioned so much. Are you guys buying Tavernier? Who's bought Tavernier this week? It's a shame there's not really any Bournemouth mids that are leaping out. Like, none of them have done much this season. Kluivert looks alright as well. Kluivert, Tavernier. I think I prefer Kluivert. Bukayo Saka. Ain't Nori. Ramsdale. Oh yeah, Ramsdale starts this week, doesn't he? Because they're playing against Brentford. Right, let's flick it back over to my team. So yeah, thank you all for being here for this stream so far. If you've enjoyed it so far, then drop it a like. Make sure you subscribe. Keep your questions coming. I'm glad to see a lot of people guessing Neto, as someone who's just brought him in myself. Bench Son or Garnacho? I mean, you can't bench Son in any week, really. You've got bench Garnacho. Razan wants the clean sheet odds. Clean sheet odds are as follows. The odds are separate here. For the goal scorer odds, I've got combined odds, but for clean sheet, it's two separate. Obviously, Bournemouth will have the best odds in terms of keeping one clean sheet across their 2 games. But it's Arsenal top, 49.5% chance. Then Bournemouth, 44.5%. For the Sheffield United game against Luton, 36%. And then Luton's double is 19% chance and 12% chance. Brentford rock bottom for their game against Arsenal this week. Yeah, I agree with Shane. I'd like to think Neto gets a clean sheet. Maybe one across the 2 games. I think he's a really solid move this week. And he tends to get bonus as well when he keeps a clean sheet. He's got 12 bonus points this season. Joe says, I can get 6 doublers this week without hits. Should I bench boost? And is Morris for Haaland a viable move? And if so, when should I bring him back? So, yeah, Morris for Haaland is viable. But I think it depends if you're going to free hit in 29. I don't think it's worth it if you're free hitting next week. It makes more sense for those that are not free hitting 29 because you need players out. So Morris will have 3 games, Haaland will have 1. In terms of the bench boost, it depends what your bench is, basically. And I don't know what your bench is. I'm saving my bench boost for double Gameweek 37, which will be the biggest double of the season. Ben Credin's double Gameweek predictions are there. So he says Chelsea are guaranteed to double in 37. And then the orange ones are a likely double, so 70 to 99% chance of a double. And then I don't know what you call that colour. Light orange? Peach? Cream? Is possible double. So it's going to be a massive double game week, so I'm going to be bench boosting in 37 myself. But don't get me wrong, if there's a week where you've got really stacked bench, using it in a single or a small double like this is fine. Red says, thinking about triple captain in Solanke. Yeah, if I still have my free hit, triple captain and bench boost, I would just use it this week. I would get it out of the way. There's not going to be a better opportunity. Because I think people are going to probably free hit 29 or 34, and they're going to bench boost 37. Those are kind of the logical weeks to use those chips. And then where do you triple captain? Chelsea could have a little double in 35 or 36, but it's not as good as the fixtures Solanke has got this week. So I'd use it this week if I still had it. Greaser says, who are you starting between Garnacho and Neto? Given Neto's just back from injury, like, does he start? Probably does, but I'd start Garnacho. It was the reverse fixture, wasn't it, where Garnacho got that goal of the season? Do you guys reckon that's goal of the season, or is there any other ones that I'm forgetting? That bicycle kick. Erlen says, I've used my free hit. Many out next gaming. Should I roll on transfer? Roll the transfer? I mean, if you've used your free hit and you've got loads out next week, I would start preparing. So get the likes of Doughty, Morris, Barkley, Bowen. Bowen's great because he's got a nice fixture this week. I would be focusing on those players if I've used the free hit already. Oblivious says, good luck Focal. Start 2 out Douglas Luiz, Palmer and Foden. I'll start Palmer and I think I'd start Foden. I don't think you could bench Foden on current form over Douglas Luiz. So Foden and Palmer. Hayden says choose 2 out of Watkins, Nunez and Solanke. Watkins and Solanke. I mean, Nunez has got City, so I think that one's kind of straightforward. That's what I would do there. Bench Saka or Palmer? I mean, it'd have to be Palmer, but I wouldn't feel great about benching Palmer either. But you can't bench Saka on current form. I think he'll be fine. It was illness, apparently, why he came off at half-time last match. Saka to Salah from -4. No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, Salah's got City. I know it's a high-scoring game, and he probably could get something this match, but I think Saka will be fine. Unless there's some kind of leak that comes before the deadline that says otherwise, but I imagine he's fine. Like, he was still on the bench after he went off with the illness last match, so it's not like he was thrown up and had to go home or hospital. So he probably just felt slightly sick, which happens a lot, you know, when people play football. Nick says, no free hit 29, Haaland to Solanke, or Morris -4, or roll. I mean, if you're not free hitting 29, then Morris makes a bit more sense, but yeah, it's difficult to go about Solanke, isn't it? You know what? I still think I'd rather Solanke, even though he blanks next week. Because he's playing for a much better team, he's got better fixtures. And on top of that, if he goes big this week, we were saying earlier, like, what's this effective ownership going to be? I know some people don't factor that into their thinking, but if we decide, oh, I'm not going to get Solanke, and he goes and gets 2 goals or 3 goals across the both games, then those points against you are massive. So let's say he gets 12 points, which I guess is a reasonable estimate, 12 points. Then if he's 200% effective ownership, then everyone gets 24 points against your team. It could be more like 20, but I think I'd rather Solanke, you know, and then just buy Gameweek 29 players next week, even for a hit or 2. I think that's what I would do. Sell Foden. You know what? A lot of people are this week, and I get it if you're not free hitting 29. Like, you could go Bowen, who's got Burnley home. We'll stick a poll up. Are you selling Foden? Yes, no, and don't have him. If you're a mug like me that sold him already, get your votes in on that poll about Foden. I think it makes sense to sell if you're not free hitting next week and you get someone like Bowen who's got a much better fixture. Mark says KDB to Salah or Bowen from -4. You're free hitting in 29 and you're going to have 3 doublers this week. Solanke triple captain. I don't think I'd take a -4 to sell De Bruyne for either of those, personally. Don't get me wrong, Salah or Bowen could smash it, but like KDB was rested in the Champions League midweek, so he'll definitely start against Liverpool, and I think City put a few past them. So I wouldn't hit De Bruyne out in that circumstance. If he weren't free hitting 29, then I'd get Bowen, but otherwise no. Good luck with the triple captaincy as well, Mark. Thanks for the super chat. Flandy with a 23 months, 1 off 2 years now. He says Bell is regged flagged. Who should I -4 him for? You need a player in 29. Can you still afford Doughty, Flandy? I'm not going to say I told you so, but I did say get Doughty. But that was obviously, you can't predict injuries, but I did say get Doughty. I know you were looking at a way back to Salah or something, right? So I know that factored into your thinking there, but I would get Doughty. I think that was straightforward, that one. I'm pretty sure you don't have Doughty. I did think of you as well when I saw the Bell injury. That's very unlucky. So 11% are selling Foden, 74% aren't, and 15% don't have him. Shreyan says, hey Oscar, couldn't miss your deadline stream. Appreciate that. Thanks for swinging by, Shreyan. Start Gusto or Van Dijk. Gusto. Pick one out of Cash, Porro and Ake. Probably Cash. I think he starts. I think he will start. I think it'll be Pau Torres and Konsa, centre back. Cash right back. That'd be my best guess. Dusty Tone says Senesi to Zabani -4 or play 8 Nori against Fulham. Yeah, I think I'd take the hit there. I think I'd take the hit. I think Bournemouth keep 1 clean sheet, maybe 2. So I think it's worth bringing in Bournemouth defenders, even for a -4. And I do sympathise with anyone that picked up Senesi last week and asked to -4 him back out. Did I miss a super chat? Did I? Don't think so. Whose was it? Use the free hit. Let's choose to. Did that. Hayden says, any news on Emerson? It doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, I've got a screenshot. Where is it? Here. Well, this is what I've heard anyway. Emerson picks up a groin injury in the midweek game, and that has to be assessed. So I don't know if he's going to make this game. I'm not sure if he makes 29. Premier Injury says potential return this weekend. It says we'll have to check on Emerson because he felt his groin in the game on Thursday night. Late fitness test. So yeah, that's all we know at the moment. Late fitness test. Is it just me, or is there so many injuries this season? It feels like there's never been so many injuries. Like, I know a lot of people are just spending transfers. Someone gets injured and they're replacing an injured player rather than making the transfers that you actually want to make. No way someone's username welcome back for another video. That is legendary. What a username. Shout out to welcome back for another video. He says sell Dubravka or Areola for Neto. I think I'd sell Dubravka between the two. Yeah, I'd sell Dubravka. Love the username. Timothy, how we doing? He says, worth to play Garnacho over Saka this week. No, I'd play Saka. You can't bench Saka. We were talking about him just now. So he went off at halftime with illness. But he was still seen on the bench watching the game. So obviously it wasn't a bad one. It wasn't like he had to go home sick and he's got the flu or something. So I would play Saka 100%. I mean, you can't bench someone in this form. If he was like a major doubt, I get it. But I mean, what's he got? 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 goals, 2 assists in 6 games. FPL1 says, hi Oscar, -4 to hit KDB out for Son. I wouldn't do that unless you're not free hitting 29. If you're free hitting 29, then I wouldn't do that personally for a -4. I don't think there's that much between them this week. KDB got a rest in the Champions League, so did Foden, so they'll both start against Liverpool. So I wouldn't do that unless you're free hitting you're not free hitting 29 and you'll need Son to get through. So it depends on that. Right, guesses in the chat. Do you know who the most transferred in player is this week? I'm not actually sure who it is, but I suppose it's got to be Solanke, hasn't it? But get your guesses in. Who do you think the most transferred in player is? Maybe not Solanke because he's highly owned. Could it be Zabanye or Neto or Son? Doughty, yeah, Doughty's a good shout. Bowen, oh yeah, maybe Bowen. I don't know who it is, so I'll check now. Solanke or Morris, Son. Let's see. It is Solanke, 806,000. Then it's Morris. Then Doughty. Then Bowen, Son, Zabanye, Neto, Foden, Watkins. That's surprising. Foden's got quite a lot of transfers in still. That's fine. He is smashing it, to be fair. Salah. Romero. Did he score? Oh, he scored last match, didn't he? Fair enough. Most transferred out is Trippier. Just about 700,000 sales. Then De Bruyne, Alvarez, Richarlison, Tony, Haaland. Haaland went down in price last night, didn't he? Senesi, Estupinian, Wang, Saka. Cool. Selling Haaland's a big shout, isn't it? I think it said 102 for Luton because they haven't uploaded the crest. The crest's not on the website. That was from FF Stuff, that. Now I'm taking questions from everyone, Valentin. Walker says, triple captain Solanke. If I had my triple captain's free hit and bench boost, I would use it. I would use the triple captain now. If you've already bench boosted, then I'd save it, because then you can use it in 37 on like Salah or Haaland or something like that. Amy says, Neto in Edison outdone, triple captain on Solanke. Yeah, it depends on that scenario, what chips you've got. Because there's not going to be that many opportunities. Like, Game Week 34, people are probably going to free hit. And it's not like there's a standout. It's not like we've got Salah or Haaland doubling. Like, Crystal Palace will have 2 home games, West Ham, Newcastle. But you're really going to triple captain like Eze. Arsenal have got a low chance of doubling, so Saka not really an option there. And in 37, I think a lot of people are going to bench boost. So that rules that out. There might be a double for Chelsea in 35 or 36, but you can see that Chelsea row, who they might play. So like, you could use it on Palmer there, but I think Solanke just makes sense. Ayam says, hey, big love from Qatar. Start Foden or Walker? I would definitely start Foden there. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool score at all, playing home at Anfield, whereas Foden could get you an attacking return or two. So definitely start Foden. Thanks for the super chat. And Heading says, sell Foden for Bowen or Morris for Haaland. No free hit 29. I think Morris makes more sense there because he's got a double. You get an extra game out of him. So yeah, I'll do Haaland to Morris in that scenario if you're not free hitting 29, which in your case you're not, Henning. Thanks for that. Joe says, I've got Neto and Kaminsky as keepers. I'm not benching it boosting this week and I'm going to free hit next week, so I'll have a transfer to use. Which keeper to replace Kaminsky with under 5 mil? Which keeper? I mean, you could just free up some funds, right, and get Areola, for example. That's probably what I would do. We're at a point where we're going to need this money to get Salah back, those of us that don't have him. Maybe I'll run through my loose plan for the next few weeks. But I think I'd go Areola. I don't think there's someone else that leaps out there. I guess you could get Johnston for his potential double in 34. If you're not going to wildcard before then. Otherwise, I'd get Areola. Yeah, Johnston makes sense. But maybe just check if you've got a route back to Salah. So, yeah, the potential moves I'll make in the next few weeks is free hit 29, roll 30, and then I'll probably go Watkins to Muniz and Hwang to Salah, I think it was, and then I have to free up 0.9, so I think it might have to be Virgil out, or maybe Porro. So I could get a Palace defender, again on the subject of that double. So I could just go like Mitchell, something like that. Don't know how far Guehi is from injury. Is he out for the season, Guehi? I mean, he'd be great for 4.2 mil. So that's an option. So that would be a -4 in Game Week 31. And then I'll have Salah back. So I'd have Gabriel, Saliba, Van Dijk, Saka, Palmer, Gordon, Son, Salah, Solanke, Haaland. I'd have to sell Watkins though. That's the trade-off. There's always a trade-off, and yeah, I'd have to sell Watkins, but he does have City in 31, so that could be the week to do it. So, yeah, check now like what your loose plans would be and if you need the money. Aman says, hi, any doubt on Saka starting in Game Week 28? I don't think so. It was illness. He came off at half-time with an illness, so I expect he's probably fine. And like we saw him on TV, like sitting on the bench watching the game. So it couldn't have been that bad. Players feel a bit sick during games all the time. It's just common, isn't it? And really physical activity like football. I mean, some players even throw up. Like I saw Ruben Diaz throw up during the game a few weeks ago. It happens. So it's probably that. I know sometimes they just take a pill and then it subsides and they play on, but I think it'll be fine. Kenny says, Semenyo instead of Solanke, something different. I don't think I'd go different for the sake of it. I'd only get Semenyo if you can't afford Solanke. Otherwise, I just think Solanke. Teddy looks comfy. He's very comfy. He's not moved, actually, all stream. I'm surprised. Yeah, I would get Solanke over Semenyo. Better underlying numbers. He's on penalties. I know there's this worry about the knee problem, but he did say in an interview with Sky the other day, they said, are you going to be able to play a part in both games? And he said, yeah, I'll be fine. So I prefer Solanke. Start Neto or Gordon. We just don't know like if Neto's 100% or not. He's just back from injury, so I think I'd start Gordon. That's a chunky chihuahua. Oh no, do you think he's chunky, guys? My girlfriend calls him Chonker. And chonkins and all sorts of like words like that, like chonky. I don't know if he's chunky. I took him to the vet and they said his weight was fine. But like, we were walking him the other day and someone walked past and they went, "Oh my god, that's a chunky dog." I felt really sorry for him. Poor Teddy. Gross to Sun -8. Nah, not for a -8. You can tell he's been lifting. I'm going to have to tell her he said that later. The vet knows best. That's true. Doggo captain choice. He's got Neto captain. He likes a differential captain. He's top 1k. He's having a great season. It looks like the Tasmanian devil. Poor Teddy. Who did Liverpool play in 37? They've got Aston Villa. And then they've got that postponement against Everton, so that might drop in 37. So they'd have 2 away games against Villa and Everton. Oh, imagine if that's the title decider, the Merseyside derby. Thanks, Deans. I do have a girlfriend, I know, can you believe it? Yeah, the hand's alright now, it's healed. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I'm alright now. Yeah, she's got an FPL team, but she's missed like half the deadlines. So she's not really playing serious at all. She's given up on her team, I think. She just kind of made one to show an interest, I guess, and I understand it. Understand the FPL obsession and the crazy bubble that we live in with this fantasy Premier League game. So yeah, she made a team, but not active. Teddy benched. Thanks, Bitteam. Oh, Bitteam. Bite me, isn't it? Bitteam. Get Teddy an FPL team that's picked via roulette wheel. You know what? I'd love to do this sort of thing, but they've got these strict rules about having 2 teams. So, like, I would love to do a series on my channel where it's a community team and all the viewers, you guys, like, pick the transfers each week, or you vote on the transfer, and then whatever gets the most votes is the move we make. But they've got this rule about having 2 teams, so I would never be able to do it unless they change that rule. I've been saying for ages, like, they should just add a function where you can create a second team but the rank isn't logged. Have they ever enforced it? They did. I know Odds on FPL. How we doing, official INZ? Welcome to the stream. They did what was his name? Odds on FPL, is it Paddy? He had a second team and that got banned. Someone reported him. So yeah, his second team got banned. So like, they do, it's very rare, but I guess someone must have had it in for him and decided to report him. Bring back the comb over? Surely not. Don't you think it looks a bit better like quiff back? I don't know what to do with my hair. It's getting better though, the density. I started taking finasteride, which like improves the density, and over the last year it's actually changed loads. So the comeback is on. Clean sheet odds, yeah. Let's stop talking about hair. Clean sheet odds, here they are. Arsenal top, 49.5% chance. Bellingham haircut. Bournemouth second on the clean sheet odds. So the odds aren't combined for the double game week teams. So obviously Bournemouth will be top in terms of odds of keeping 1 clean sheet across the 2 games. So 44.5% chance against Sheffield United. 36% chance against Luton. I can't shave my head. Yeah, Ross has got that locked down. That's his territory. I just need to get some glasses and we'd look the same. Yeah, I'll go for the KDB haircut. Or are you saying it looks like KDB's haircut? Thoughts on Raptor's hair? We're talking about Ross now. It's a Raptor stream. I'm going to have to tell him this after this stream that we started getting questions about Ross. Take some inspiration from him. Much better now. Thank you. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. So guesses in the chat. I'm going to drop 5 memberships in the chat. If anyone can name the player that got this FPL haul. 20 points they got. You need to name the player and the season. So I need the player and the season. If anyone can guess it, I'll give 5 memberships to chat right now. Now this one's difficult. I need the player and the season, so both. Player and season. Lewis Morris, thanks for the super chat. There was no message on it, but thanks, Lewis. And Pratik says KDB to Salah. Also, Tattoo at 200k as always. Yeah, when we get to 200,000 subscribers, I'm going to get the Focal logo tattooed. So if you want to support that cause, then hit subscribe. It's completely free, and you can always change your mind. I wouldn't do KDB to Salah. Nah, I don't think I would do that. That seems a bit sideways to me this week. Oh, let me check if anyone got it. I don't think anyone did. It's not Sanchez. A lot of people got the season right. It's not Cazorla, not Aubameyang. Oh, this might be the first one that's not going to have a correct guess. It's not Ozil. It's not Walcott. What was the season again? I can't view it. Okay. I think one person got it, but they wrote it wrong. Cameron got it, but he wrote it wrong. He wrote Ramsey in the 2016-16 season. It was indeed Aaron Ramsey. So he got a hat-trick against Everton in Game Week 26 of the 16-17 season. That one was difficult. Fair play. I mean, if anyone got that, if anyone else got that, fair play. I think it might have just been Cameron. Right, let's give 5 memberships. These will go randomly to people that are active in chat, so I can't choose who these go to. Coming your way now. Who got it? Has it given them out? FK'd, Alex, Dominic, Soham, and Sia? That's the 5. Well done if you got it. Yeah, it does it at random. Victor, how we doing, mate? Welcome to the stream. How we doing, Jonathan? Dodged. Dodged as always. How we doing, Himal? What transfers has everyone made this week? If anyone was joining late, I sold Edison and Estupinian for Neto and Sabanye. So those are my 2 moves. Triple Bournemouth. No Luton for me. But I'm okay with that, to be honest. Like, Morris could do a bit of damage, but I'm happy enough with the triple Bournemouth. Virtual's gone Ake to Doughty. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm free hitting 29. I made a draft just before we went live, actually, and this is where I've landed at the moment. So I'll do a video next week, obviously, of my free hit 29 team. That'll be the team selection video, obviously, so I'll be free hitting 29, and that's where I'm at the moment. But there's a few players that are question marks, like Awani. I could go for a midfield 5, Douglas Luiz, maybe, or I could get Morris over Awani. So yeah, there's a few ways I could go still, but that's my loose plan for 29. Definitely free hitting. Start Porro or Van Dijk. I'd start Porro and just hope that he's back fit to start. I think Liverpool concede, to be honest. Ademiola says same transfers. Matthew Webb with the 17 months. He says, big up Focal. Do I bench Salah, Palmer or Son? Oh. Is there no one else you can bench, Matthew? That one's brutal. You can't bench Salah. So it's Palmer or Son. I feel like you can't bench Son either. So I think it'd have to be Palmer. I think it'd have to be Palmer there. Yeah, I'm guessing there's no one else you can bench, but you must have a stacked midfield. Who are your other midfielders? I guess you got like Bowen or something. Saka. I think it'd have to be Palmer. It's Palmer or Son. You can't bench Salah. I think he starts. Oh, double game weekers. Yeah, fair enough. Amrit says, will Emerson start? He's got a groin problem, so I think he probably won't. It'd probably be Cresswell left back. British says, we all have bench headaches, man. I don't really have one this week. I'm alright. I've got Pedro Porro. I'm okay with him on the bench first. For those wondering about Porro, Postacoglu said he is available for 2028. He said the rest are still in rehab, so it sounds like Richarlison's not going to be back. Semenyo captain, asked Jeffrey. If you've got, I mean, I'd rather Solanke. I'll show you the projected points. This is what FPL Review has for this game week. They actually don't even have Semenyo in the, top 10 there? They've got Solanke on 10.9, and then beyond that it's quite close. Tavernier, Christie, Neto, Kluivert. I don't really like Christie, I'm not a massive fan of Tavernier. I mean, Kluivert's okay for 4.6. Morris, then Kaminsky, Saka, Barkley. I mean, Semenyo's not guaranteed to start both, is he? Probably does, but not guaranteed. I suppose Solanke's not either. It depends on his knee, but I think he does. As we were saying earlier as well, in an interview this week, Sky said, are you going to be able to play a part in both Double Gameweek 28 teams? And he said, yeah, I'll be fine. Shout out to that Sky broadcaster, by the way, Ben Ransom. He must play FPL to ask that. I feel like he plays FPL to frame a question that way. Because it just doesn't make sense to ask from a non-FPL perspective, does it? So yeah, I reckon he's an FPL player. I mean, if I worked for Sky, I would be asking those kind of questions to get some FPL information. In a way, I do actually. I've been on Sky 3 times now, but you know what I mean. If I was interviewing players. Saka and Solanke are... Solanke's definitely fine. I think Saka's fine as well. He just came off with an illness at halftime last match. A few people's streams are very behind. People are guessing the Arsenal player still. Aubameyang 2018-19. If you've just watched this now, 10 minutes later, then the answer was Ramsey Arnold. Ted Loven, sorry. Thanks for the 19 months. He says, hi Oscar, is it better to bench Gusto or Foden? I'd rather bench Gusto. I don't think you can bench Foden in current form, Ted. Yeah, I'd bench Gusto there. Yeah, if I had Amy's midfield, Saka, Palmer, Son and Bowen, then I'd bench Foden. Yeah, in that scenario I would. Thierry Henry. Oh, you know what? I had an interesting question on a video this week. Let me know what you think of this. So the question was, I don't know if you can see that. If this season went back to Game Week 1 and it played out exactly the same way again, starting this weekend, and you were the only one to have already experienced it, but you couldn't write down or look up any old scores, do you think you'd get to rank number 1 in the world purely based on memory? Do you guys think you'd get rank 1 in that scenario? Or would you struggle to remember it all? Oh, that's unlucky, Luca, with the Emerson injury. Wellstone reckons he wouldn't. Mr. F says no. JS says you definitely win. Sammy reckons top 100. I mean, when I made the video, I jotted down a couple of hauls I could remember. I could remember the Doku haul, Watkins, Sterling. So, Watkins, that's the biggest haul of the season so far. So, you're triple captain Watkins. That would look a bit suspicious. People would say you're so jammy. If you triple captained Watkins for 69 points. Most people say no. You can't remember last week. To be fair, I forget what I had for dinner yesterday. Palmer or Gordon? Palmer. Bench Barkley or Palmer? Oh, that one's close, you know. You have to start Barkley in a double. Bench one out of Palmer, KDB or Garnacho. I'd bench Garnacho there. Yeah. I wouldn't have Rashford for start. Yeah, you know what? Me neither. I had him back in Game Week 1. And I had Bruno, I think. Which players did you guys have in Game Week 1? And looking back now, you're like, why the hell did I have that player? This is my Game Week 1 team. Look how many flags there are now. I benched Chilwell when he scored. That was quite annoying. Yeah, so much went wrong at the start of the season. I had Shaw, who got that long-term injury. I went Mitoma over Mbumo, which turned out bad. He did okay, I think, but Mbumo smashed it. He did okay, but Mbumo did better. And I'd sold him by this point here, when he got the brace off the bench. Rashford and Bruno. What else? I had João Pedro, Dogi, Mubama. João Pedro, yeah. But Gabriel, oh my god, that still tilts me. I can't believe that. Who else had Gabriel Game Week 1? BTPP had Bruno. Rashford and Chilwell Game Week 1. Jesus. Yeah, that Gabriel was so painful at the start of the season because, like, Saliba, he got the assist as well, didn't he, in Game Week 2? Game Week 1. Yeah, that was it. Oh yeah, they conceded, but then he got the assist, so that was like a swing. And then Gabriel didn't start again in Game Week 2. Whereas Saliba got an 8-pointer. But I think I got lucky in like Game Week 3. Udogie got a double-digit haul. And I had Gabriel again in my starting 11, and he didn't play that one. Nick had Saliba from the start, fair play. I mean, Gabriel's great now. It's just at the start of the season, for whatever reason, he wasn't starting games. And now Game Week 2 onwards, trauma. João Pedro, Mitoma and Rico Lewis Game Week 1. I mean, João Pedro's done pretty well this season, but he's just... De Zerbi loves to rotate. Sam's had Gabriel all season. Pierre had him in Game Week 1 as well. Lorenzo says, hi Focal, hey boys, how's that finger? Yeah, finger's alright now, it's kind of healed over. Finger will be fine. Mahe says, should you triple captain Solanke because there's no other good double game weeks? 37 is going to be a good double, but most people are looking to bench boost that week. This is the predicted fixture ticker from Ben Krellin. Like 34 people are going to free hit if they're not using it 29. But in terms of triple captaincy, there's no one that leaps out there. Tottenham have got a very unlikely, an unlikely double and an unlikely blank, so probably a single. They've got City anyway. Arsenal unlikely to double there. So like, who do we even go? Eze? You're not going to triple captain Eze, surely, if you've got Solanke right in front of you. So yeah, if I still had it, I would just use it now. Tom says, start Garnacho or Gordon. Garnacho or Gordon? I'd probably start Gordon. I know he's not been as good away, but he's having a way better season overall. I think he's still got 3 or 4 goals on the road or attacking returns, so I'd start Gordon. Right to Neto. Yeah, I like that move. I like that. My moves this week, I brought in Neto and Zabanye for Edison and Estupiñán. What a failed transfer Estupiñán was. Bench Walker or Cash? I'd bench Walker. What happened to Timber? He picked up a really bad injury right at the start of the season. I think he's actually nearing a return. It was a knee injury. Potentially back at the end of this month. The last update was end of February. He said Jurian's not close enough to be part of the squad on Monday. He's in a really good place, and now we have to manage the last bit of a difficult and complicated injury. So yeah, we should see him before the end of the season. Massive shame, that one. Start Gordon or Foden? I think you'd start Foden there. Sell Ake or Estupiñán? I'd say Estupiñán. Like, he's got one more good game, then he's got some tough games. And he might not even start in this good game, so I'd sell Estupiñán. Went to wildcard. I'll probably use mine in 35. Probably game week 35. To prepare for the double in 37. I mean, Chelsea are guaranteed to have 2 double game weeks for the rest of the season. That could come in game week 35 or 36, so you could wildcard straight into Chelsea's double. And Brighton maybe, but I don't know if there's any Brighton players, to be honest. And prepare for 37 and bench boost 37, so I might use it there in 35. But obviously if my team's like in a terrible shape, then I'm open to using it sooner. But I was talking through my potential transfers earlier, and I could go Watkins to Muniz, Hwang to Salah, and Pedro Porro to Mitchell. So that gets me a front 7 that I'd be really happy with. I'd have Saka, Palmer, Gordon, Son, Salah, Solanke and Haaland. Hopefully Gue's back by then, because I mean he's 4.2 mil, and they're likely to double in 34. So he'd be in everyone's teams, I think, for 4.2 mil. Start Saliba or Doughty? I'd start Doughty there. Solanke news. The Solanke news is, first of all, Iriel has said that Solanke hasn't trained fully this week. Fully, I think, is the key word there. It's not that he hasn't trained at all, just not full training. And then Solanke was asked in an interview if he's confident he'll be able to play both games in Double Gameweek 28, and he said, yeah, I'll be fine. So I think he starts both games, unless he aggravates the injury in the first game or something like that, which obviously is possible. It's unpredictable, it could happen, but I think he starts both. But yeah, he's okay. Garnacho or Nunez? I'd start Garnacho, I think. Any leaks? I don't think that we've had any. I'm not sure if we'll get any either this early. Nothing at the moment. I mean, the first game is United, isn't it? United v Everton. Yeah, I don't think we'll get anything. I mean, Liverpool and City's tomorrow, so it's too far away. If there is anything, then I'll let you guys know what it is. Meg says, want to do Ake to Zabarnyi and Jota to Son from -4. However, having Son means getting Salah is very difficult. Should I just play Gross and keep Jota until Game Week 30 and then get Salah? What are your plans for Salah? I still think that's worth it, Meg, because even if it means you have to sell Son later, I just think that's probably worth it. I don't know if you're planning to free hit in 29 or not. If you're not, then, you know, that lends even more weight to getting him now. I'm guessing you are, if you're going to get Zabarnyi. I think I would do that, though, to be honest with you. The reason I bought him was partly because of Game Week 30. Because Arsenal and Man City play each other in Game Week 30, whereas Spurs are home to Luton. So he's the best captain that week, I would say. Unless you have Salah, then you could make the case for either one. But I think you want to have one or the other, right? And maybe you'll end up selling Son for Salah in Game Week 31 when Salah's got Sheffield United home. In terms of my plans for him, I was just talking through him now actually. I'm looking at going Watkins to Nunez. So sorry, to run through my plan. Game Week 29 I'll free hit. Game Week 30 I'll roll the transfer. And then Game Week 31, probably for a -4, I'll do Watkins to Nunez or Semenyo. I'll get rid of Hwang at last for Salah. And then I'll probably sell Pedro Porro for Mitchell. Or I could sell Van Dijk, but I think I'll sell Pedro Porro if I can, depending on price changes. I don't know when Gue's expected back. He might be out for the season. He's 4.2 mil. I mean, I guess I could go Richards. I think he's starting, isn't he? Yeah, he's starting all games at the moment. So that's my loose plan for Salah. That'd be a -4 in Game Week 31. But I know what you're saying, like, you'd rather have Son and Salah, but it sounds like you have to go one or the other. So you may as well go Son first. You've got probably the best captain for 30. And then you can make a call on Son to Salah 31 or not. Ahmed says, should I sell Tony to Solanke? No free hit in 29. Tony to Solanke, no free hit 29. Nah. If you're not free hit in 29, I would leave it. I would leave it. I'd only consider that if you've already got like 10 players in 29, but you're selling someone that plays in 29 for someone that doesn't, so whatever way you shape it, they've got 2 fixtures. I don't think I would do that. Yeah, Richards doesn't have attacking threat. I'd only be looking at Palace defence because they're likely to double in 34. Nice cat. That is not a cat, that is a little chihuahua. No worries, Meg. Thanks for the super chat. Start Garnacho or Gross? Garnacho. Douglas Luiz or Tony? Douglas Luiz. KDB to Saka? Yeah, I don't mind that. Assuming you're free hitting in 29. Yeah, I think that's a good move. Foden or Gordon? Foden. Headless dog. Yeah, I've got a green screen filter thing and it's trying to pick up if Trying to pick up what's behind me. Poor Ted. Any news on the Højlund injury? I've not heard much. Let me check Premier injuries. I don't think it was a long-term one. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Potential return date 17th of March. So that's game week 29, but they blank. So, yeah, we'll probably next see him in game week 30. Kabore or Estupinian, who to play? I'd play Kabore. Palmer or Gordon? Palmer. Start Foden, Palmer or Tony? Probably Palmer. And then Foden, then Tony on the bench. Gordon or Garnacho? Garnacho? Is Gusto nailed? Pretty nailed, yeah, until Reece James is back. And I don't think Reece James is back for another month or so. Biggest disappointment this year, as in the last 3 months or so. I mean, we're not that far into the year, so not many. I mean, Hwang's injury, I suppose. What else? I can't remember what other transfers I've made, really. I suppose, actually, last week, I sold Foden for Son. Foden got a brace, obviously. Son scored, so it could have been worse. That was painful, but I knew what I was signing up for, so that was always a possibility. Basically, it was, for me, I could only have one or the other. So it was who scores more. Foden against United, Liverpool and Arsenal. Or Son against Palace, Villa and Luton. With a free hit 29 in between. And my opinion was over that fixture run, Son outscores him. Especially in 30 where I'll actually captain Son. And I wasn't going to buy Son otherwise in any other week. So that's how I arrived at that. But yeah, that was disappointing as well. What's your most disappointing moment of the season? Let us know in chat. Let us know your most disappointing moment and your best moment of the season. Best and worst moment of the season. I think my best is Gordon. I picked him up in game week 7 and I never expected him to be so immense over that run. Or was it 6? It might have been 7. I picked him up here when he was like 5.6, yeah, on my wildcard, and I've kept him since, and he's been unbelievable. Sam says his worst is selling Chris Wood before his hat-trick. That is unlucky. Worst is buying De Bruyne and holding off on Foden. Again, that's so unlucky. Like, people that went for De Bruyne over Foden, that's been a brutal swing. And that just shows, by the way, how much variance there is in FPL and football. Because stuff like that should be 50-50. Or if anything, De Bruyne should do better than Foden. So that's been brutal. This Bowen 20-point haul, yeah, if you had Bowen, that's got to be highlight of the season. Yeah, Gordon only tends to get points at home. That's true. He's got like 3 goals away or 3 returns. Neville says, hi Oscar, thanks as always for keeping me ahead of my work FPL team. You're a legend, mate. No worries, Neville. Thanks for being a member. Gordon's not really a moment. Okay, fine. The moment is buying him on my wildcard. How about that? That moment of picking him up. Also, worst moment was starting game week 1 with Gabriel. Because everyone that got the leak that he was benched massively profited off that. And I'm quite a lot of points down on that one moment. Sorry, I'm missing super chats, aren't I? Ahmed says, should I sell Tony to Solanke? No free hit in 29. I think I did that one. Didn't I? Yeah, I said I wouldn't do that. Pat says he is on free hit 29. Neto in for Areola or Dubravka -4. Yeah, I would do that. I think probably Dubravka out for Neto. That's worth it in my view. An official Iron Z says Morris for Tony or Zabanye for Estupinian. I would rather Zabanye for Estupinian. Keep Tony. Yeah, I would get Zabanye. They've got really good clean sheet odds for the double. Worst moment was not owning Solanke for his hat-trick against Forest. True. Yeah, that must have been painful. Any more? Best and worst moments? Let me check. Scrolling up. Yeah, the finger's alright, Mikkel. Thanks for asking. The worst was Foden's 20 points on the bench. Do I start Gordon, Kabore, or Ake? I think you have to start Kabore, don't you? I don't know if he starts both, but I'd start Kabore. Dan says, no free hit. Should I play Foden, Gordon for a -4 for Bowen? No, I don't think I'd sell. No, I don't think I'd -4 either of those out. Oh, in terms of who to play, I'd play Foden over Gordon. On current form, even though it's a tough fixture, I'd start Foden. My worst moment was getting addicted to this incredibly frustrating game. I think that's why FPL can be so frustrating, because it's completely out of your control. Like in life, there's lots of things that are in your control, and you've got it in you to take control of whatever that situation is. But in FPL, it's completely out of our hands. So like you can make decisions that you think are the best, and you know, Hwang goes and gets injured, or Foden gets a hat-trick on your bench. All these things are completely out of our control. Well, mainly the injuries. Like it's in your control to start Foden, but you might think everyone else has got a better fixture, so I'll start them. White or Saliba? White is 0.2 cheaper and better form, but Saliba's the GOAT. I still prefer Saliba, just because when Tomiyasu's available, they could share a game at some point. The chaos and unpredictability of football, it's completely that. Gun to your head, are you starting Garnacho or Maddison? Gun to my head, I'd start Maddison, I think. Quite a close one that though. That is 50-50, I'd say. Salah fit at 20% ownership's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy low. If anyone's got him, like, fair play. He's got a great record against City as well. I think I've got it here. Let me just find it on Google. Yeah, look at Salah's record against City. So these are league games, so he hasn't blanked in the league since 2020 against City. That's wild. Assist, goal, goal, assist, goal and assist, goal, goal, blank, goal. And that was Game Week 32, wasn't it, when the league was wrapped up? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Liverpool rotated massively for that one, off the top of my head. Or am I thinking of another one? It's a pretty strong lineup, to be fair. Maybe not. Oh no, is it the 5-0 I'm thinking of? That one. 2017. But anyway, he's got a very good record against City. Even other competitions. What's that? A Champions League goal, assist, goal. So yeah, if you've got Salah this week, massive differential really. Like 20% obviously not technically differential territory. FPL journey to 10k. Mate, what's the site you use that shows nice player rotations? It's fplrotationplanner.com. Yeah, it's quite a good website if you're looking for keeper or defender rotations. So, for example, we could go to Game Week 34, because you might wildcard 35. And you can pick like a keeper to lock. So let's say you're locking in Neto. And then you go, how many players do you want? You want 2 for the rotation, generate. And then it shows you a rotation there. So like Flecken rotates really nice. You get Sheffield United, Luton, then Burnley. And Everton, Palace, Luton, Sheffield United, Luton. And it gives you other suggestions as well. So yeah, it's quite a nice one. But obviously rotating keepers also can backfire painfully. Should I bring in Salah or Tavernier? Salah or Tavernier? I'd just get Salah. Just get ahead of the curve. I don't really rate Tavernier that much as a pick. I think I prefer Kluivert even, but I'd get... If you've got a choice between Salah and Tavernier, I'd get Salah. Like we were just talking about his record against City as well. Any leaks? Don't think so. Because City and Liverpool don't play till tomorrow, so I don't think we'll get anything. I'll keep checking though in the background, but I don't think we'll get anything. Right, let's have a look at the scout selection. Let us know in chat. How many players have you got from the scout selection team. So they've got Neto in goal. They've got Gabriel, Dunk, Doughty, Son, Saka, Bowen, Palmer, Watkins, Solanke, captain, and Morris. The only thing that surprises me with this team is Dunk instead of Zabarnyi. I don't get that at all. I don't know why you wouldn't just get Zabarnyi there. So for me, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 7 for me this week. I haven't had that many in a while. Peter's got 10. 7, 6, 7 to 8, 4, 6, 6 for Matty, 5. I just don't get why they've gone Dunk over Zabarnyi. That doesn't make any sense to me. Or even Kirkez. Like, Kirkez is great as well. Longer term, he might rotate with Kelly once Kelly's back. 5 only, 5, 4. But yeah, if I was doing this team, I think I'd line up similarly, but I would 100% have probably Kirkez there and for Dunk. Yeah, but longer term transfers, I prefer Zabarnyi, which is why I've picked him over Kirkez. Kirkez is great as well, but I mean, neither of them have got particularly great underlying numbers. XGI 0.04 XGI per 90. So what's that? Every 25 games he's expected to get a return? Is that right? Clean sheet odds. Yeah, I'll quickly pull those up. These are the clean sheet odds. Keep your questions coming. If you enjoyed this stream so far, then make sure you drop it a like as well and subscribe. As I said earlier, at 200,000 subscribers, I'm going to get the Focal logo tattooed somewhere. Don't know where yet. Somewhere. So if you want to contribute to that, it's completely free. All you have to do is be subscribed. I've kind of shot myself in the foot with that one. I said it once in a stream ages ago, and everyone remembered it. So now I've committed to it. What am I drinking? I'm on the tea. I've got my FPL Focal former #1 in the world mug that FPL Merch sent me. That was really cool of them. Yeah, they sent me the mug for free. Former #1. Do a poll. Yeah, that's a good shout. We've not done a poll. So the poll is going to be a captain poll. And we'll go Solanke. Who else would we have in there? Morris, Haaland, and other. I mean, there's loads of options this week. If you go other, message and chat. Are those the top 3? Yeah, I don't know. There's lots of options outside of Solanke, but get your votes in on that. And then we'll do some more polls. We've got half an hour till deadline, so let me tweet my team before I forget. Oh, what have I done? Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Alright, let's do that. Game week 28. So it's Edison to Neto and Estupinian to Zabarnyi. There we go. Solanke captain. Those are my moves this week. Light mode. Yeah, I know. Light mode. Do we need to poll that? Light mode or dark mode? I use dark mode at night. Light mode in the day. Is that a cat or a dog? That is a dog. Which makes even less sense. It's the sort of thing a cat would do, but he loves to sleep on my shoulders, so... He's been there for like an hour and a half. He was there the second we went live, and he's still not moved. Question, when and why did you start saying welcome back for another video? And every video, it's genius. I couldn't tell you, actually. It must have been one of my earliest videos. Let me check my first video ever, what I said on that. I actually don't know. Let me find my first video. Here it is. Moment of truth. Did I say it at the beginning? So it was that one. Wait, let me pause the music. What did I say here?
How's it going, guys? Hope you're all well.
Oh, Jesus. What was that? How's it going, guys? Hope you're all well. I don't know when I started saying it. Man, I was so rusty back then. And I'm talking like there's people watching me. I used to get one viewer for months. How's it going, guys? I'm glad I replaced that. Let's get the music back. Maybe I should do that on April Fools. By the way, I've got something really good lined up for April Fools. I can't go into any details, but maybe I should also switch up the intro. How's it going, guys? Hey, how's everyone doing, guys? Right, I think I'm a bit behind on chat. Dawson... Salah says, is Dawson available today? I think he's injured, isn't he? I think he's picked up an injury. Craig's got a sore groin, so there's going to be a late check on him. He may not make it, we'll see. He's done a little bit, and he's desperate to put himself forward. 50-50 by the sounds of it, unless there's any other news I've missed. 50-50. It sounds like he might not make it. It was a groin injury. Mo says, hi Oscar, would you do Taylor to Porro from -4? I don't think Taylor's getting anything in Gameweek 29. You're not on free hit 29. The problem is, we don't know 100% that Porro starts. It's his first game back, and he is away at Villa, so I don't think I would do that for a hit. Like, you could easily end up worse off there. It might be better to do that move in 29. So, I wouldn't do that personally. Wazza says, sell KDB for Son from -4. You're planning on free hit in 29. No, not for a -4. It seems a little bit sideways, I think. Like, KDB was rested midweek in the Champions League, so was Foden. I don't think I'd sell him for a hit. Prediction, you're leaving to become a footballer for April Fools. That would be good. But it's not that. But I've been working on it for like months. Not like loads of work, but I made a start on it last year just to see if it was feasible. Do you mostly agree or disagree with the experts teams? I agree with the players. The experts team is the most owned players across all their teams. Your voice was different then. Yeah, I used to have a really cheap mic. I had like a £10-15 mic. It was like very casual back then. I mean, it's still pretty casual now to be fair, but I had a very cheap mic. I think it was a headset mic actually. I still got the headset down here. So yeah, I want a proper mic. It's just like an Xbox headset. So 86% Captain Solanke, 7% Morris, 3% Haaland, 4% other. So that's pretty much as expected. Next poll is, how many double game players do you have this week? So we'll go 2, 3, 4, and 5 plus. I think that's probably about right. Baza says, I did that one. Vlastislav says, start Chris Richards or Gusto, or do a -4 for Doughty. I don't think I'd hit Doughty, and I would just play Gusto in that scenario. Yeah, just play Gusto. Chris says, bench 2 out of Porro, Walker, Powell, and Branthwaite. So I'd bench Branthwaite, and I think I'd bench Walker, you know. We have to just hope that Porro starts. He is back and available, Postacoglu said, so I'd start Porro and Powell. Thanks for the super chat, gents. Barkley's going to cook. 1. Oh, I didn't even have 1 as an option, did I? Apologies to anyone that's got 1. I suppose there are some that just got Solanke or something like that. You have to abstain if you've only got 1. Right, we've got under half an hour till deadline. Keep your questions coming. Been a good stream so far. Joe says, start, bench, sell out of bacon, sausage or beans. I didn't know where that sentence was going. Hang on. Bacon, sausage or beans? This is controversial, but I'm actually not a massive fan of bacon. I prefer sausage. So I'd start sausage, I'd bench beans, and I'd sell bacon. What would you do? I think most people would start bacon, wouldn't they? I've never been a massive fan of bacon. I like sausage though. Max, thanks for the 27 months. He says, I can't afford Hwang to Palmer. I was going to bring in Kluivert instead, as I'm happy for him to rot on my bench till I wildcard. Thoughts? Yeah, I think that's okay. I think Kluivert's fine as a 1 week play. And then he rots on your bench, if you can't afford Palmer. Yeah, that makes sense, Max. It is a shame you can't afford Palmer, but Kluivert's got double, and if you don't need to start him afterwards, then so be it. And you've got the wildcard in your back pocket. Yeah, I don't mind the Kluivert pick at all this week. Ruben says bench 2 out of Kyrgios, Bradley and Richards. I'd bench Bradley and I'd bench Richards. Oh yeah, thanks for the super chat. I've never seen a pink one. Does that mean something? You're 452nd in the world. He said, do I -4 to bring in Doughty and Zabanye with Solanke captain and another hit to get Kluivert for Hwang? He started the last 3 Bournemouth games. He could double in 34. He got 10 against Sheffield United in the reverse fixture, and he frees up cash with Salah. Or should I pass? Any advice? So, Doughty and Zabanye, I like. If you're free hitting in a 29, then I don't like Doughty so much. Doughty and Morris, their appeal is that they play in 29 as well. But if you're free hitting in 29, I don't think they're worth it. So it depends on what you're doing there. If you're not free hitting, then I would get Doughty. Again, it also depends on who you have to play if you don't sell Hwang for another hit. I'd say it's probably not worth a -4 for Kluivert. But it depends who you have to play instead. Like if you're playing Taylor or something like that, then I'd say do it. Otherwise, don't do it. Salah says bench 1 out of Foden, Douglas Luiz and Maddison. I would bench Douglas Luiz. That's quite close as well, that one, but I think I'd bench Douglas Luiz. You can't really bench Foden on current form. So it's Maddison or Douglas Luiz. I think I'd start Maddison, you know. You know what? The Douglas Luiz has got such a good record at home, hasn't he? Yeah. For anyone that's been asking about Douglas Luiz and Maddison, I think Douglas Luiz has to edge it. I think he's actually got the most points in home games. I've actually got a scouts table that's got the info, and I think it's Douglas Luiz and then Gordon with the most points in home games this season. So, yeah, Douglas Luiz, bench Maddison. Lewis says start Foden over Palmer or Gordon. Over Gordon, yeah, not over Palmer. When do you plan to wildcard, Oscar? Probably Gameweek 35, but I'm not 100% on that yet. Like, if my team's in a state before the double in 34, then I'm open to using it sooner. Jessica's got 2 free transfers. Sell Trippier or Ake for Saliba Doughty. And then sell Martinelli for Son or Bowen. Free hitting next week. I'd rather sell Ake. And I prefer Saliba. Unless you don't have a Bournemouth defender. Then if you're free hitting next week, I would get Zabanye. Attack the double game week. And then Martinelli out for Son or Bowen. I like that as well. I'd get Son. So Zabanye and Son. Unless you've got triple Bournemouth or you've got them already, something like that, then Saliba's fine. Timmy, thanks for becoming a member. Thanks very much for that, Timmy. You know what I should start doing? I should start doing some kind of animation on here, like when someone becomes a member. Did that work? No. Oh, there we go. That's not really an exciting one, is it? Maybe that? There you go. Thank you for that, Timmy. Thanks for becoming a member. I'm trying to find excuses to use my stream deck more. Welcome, Timmy. If anyone wants to become a member, it's the join button below the stream. You get early access to videos, you get a badge by your name, and there's a members channel on Discord, and it supports the channel. Teddy is the real hero of the stream. He's not said a bloody word. I'm doing all the work here. I'm doing the heavy lifting. What breed is Teddy? He's a Chihuahua. Triple captain Solanke. Yeah, for anyone that's still got the triple captain, I would use it on Solanke if you've still got your free hit and bench boost, for example. Even if I used my free hit, I think I'd still use it now. because bench boosting in 37 makes sense to me, the way it's falling this season. So then where do you use it? Ahmed says, I want to triple captain Solanke, is it wise? Yeah, so exactly that. So if I still had my bench boost, I would use it. If you've used your bench boost, then I'd save it for Gameweek 37. That's basically what it boils down to. These are the predicted fixtures from Ben Crellin for the rest of the season. 34 will be a double, 37 will be a massive double, but because it's a massive double, you probably want a bench boost there if you can. But if you've used your bench boost, then save your triple captain for them. 34, there's not really anyone particularly exciting that doubles. That's the problem. I think you'd rather use it on Solanke now than Eze, for example, who's might have Crystal Palace, West Ham and Newcastle home. So yeah, that's my view on the triple captaincy. Timmy says, bench who out of Palmer, Saka, Son, Barkley and Bowen? Oh, that is horrendous, that one. That is horrendous. It's between Barkley and Bowen. I think you have to bench. I'd probably bench Barkley. Yeah, that's difficult. I just feel like Bowen home to Burnley is such a great fixture, and they're at full strength again. I honestly, I think I'd bench Barkley. Do you guys think that's madness though? It's not like Barkley's done much this season. He's got like 3 goals, 3 assists or something. Who would you bench, guys? Barkley or Bowen? Honestly, I think we can get a bit distracted by doubles. Like, obviously, Barkley should get 4 points from appearance points, but he doesn't really get that many attacking returns. Whereas, like, Bowen's got it in him to get multiple returns in a game. We just saw him get a hat-trick, and he's playing home to Burnley. That's why if I was on a wildcard, I'd probably have Bowen over Barkley on a wildcard. But yeah, that does seem a bit mad. Any Solanke news? Yeah, he's reportedly not fully trained this week. Full training. I think he has trained but not fully. But he was asked by Sky if he's going to be available to play in both double game week games, and he just basically said, yeah, I'll be fine. So I think he starts both games myself. So the poll was, how many double game week players do you have this week? 40% have got 2, 38% 3, 15% 4, 7% 5 or more. Connor says, Stupinian to Kirk is -8 or start Van Dijk. I'm free hitting 29 and wildcard 30. You know what? I'd probably do that. Because the Stupinian might be benched again. Van Dijk's going to concede against City, so it depends if Stupinian starts, but I think there's a chance he doesn't and he ends up with 1-2 points. Even if he starts, they're conceding at the moment. Van Dijk concedes, so I think I would do that, you know. I think I'd do that. Kirkhead's -8, yeah. Senor Lump says, morning Oscar, wishing you a good game week, love you. Love you too, Senor Lump, thanks for that. Wishing everyone a good game week. Don't forget to drop this stream a like as well. That'll give you a green arrow, locked in. No refunds on the like if it doesn't happen though. Garnacho or Foden? Foden. Mr. Jan says Van Dijk's going to score and get 3 bonus, bro. You reckon? I mean, that's also possible. Adam O'Brien says, hello, Mr. Oscar. Hello, Adam. How we doing? Start Foden or Palmer? I think I'd start Palmer there. -4 Ake to Kirkes. Yeah, I would do that. If anyone's not wildcarding soon, though, Zabarnyi is the slightly safer pick. Zabarnyi's completely nailed. Kirkes has got Kelly for competition. Kelly is injured at the moment, but I don't think he's too far off a return. Potentially the end of March. So Zabarnyi is just slightly safer if you're not wildcarding soon. Because there's about a 40% chance Bournemouth double in Game Week 34. So like if he buys Kirkes and then he's suddenly a rotation risk, you're going to just kick yourself for that further down the line. But obviously if you're wildcarding in 30 or 31, it's irrelevant. In that scenario, I'd get Kirkes. Benjamin says, start Porro or Udogie. Oh, that's a good one, actually. I'd start Porro. I think he starts this game. Pratik says, Oscar, when do you plan to wildcard? I'm looking at Gameweek 37. If I can navigate these few weeks after 29. So I'm going to free hit 29. 30 I'll probably roll. 31 I'll get Salah back in, because Salah's home to Sheffield United there, and I'll captain Salah. And then I've got 3 transfers after that to build towards the double in 34. So that could be like Eze in for Gordon, something like that. I don't know who else will double yet. I don't think I'll get any Sheffield United players. They're likely to double. Palace are likely. Everton have a possible double, 35 to 60% chance. Bournemouth, similar. Man United hopefully do. I could get like Højlund for Solanke, for example, unless Bournemouth double as well. Newcastle have a chance as well. So yeah, ideally I'll get through those weeks and wildcard 35 after the double in 34. But we'll see. Like, stuff can your team can just go horribly wrong. Like, you pick up loads of injuries and you have to use it sooner. Let's do a wildcard poll. Is your wildcard active? Yes. No. Used it already. Those are the 3 options. Get your votes in on that. FPL Mikkel, thanks for the 23 months. 1 month off 2 years now. You get a new badge for that, by the way, at 2 months. I think it's the black badge. The cleanest one. He says, do I do something with Raya and Colwell? Got 1 free transfer, free hit in 29, wildcard in 31. If you don't have Neto, I'd go Raya to Neto, Mikkel. And I'd also be tempted to go Colwell to Zabanye, to be honest with you, because I think Colwell's a doubt, isn't he? So I'd actually do both moves from -4. I really like this double from a defensive perspective for Bournemouth. I mean, they're playing against 2 of the worst teams in the league, both home games. So I think it's really nice to have someone like Neto and Zabanye. So I'd get both from -4. It's exactly what I did. Marcus says, good luck all. Thanks for the 19 months, Marcus. Good luck to you as well. Alright, we've got about 15 minutes till deadline. Keep your questions coming. Man United lineup. I don't think we'll get the lineup this early. I imagine it'll be very similar to the last game, won't it? Let's see. No leaks. Yeah, I don't think we'll get anything this early. Liverpool and City's tomorrow, so it's too early to get something there, I'd imagine. Ben says wildcard and last minute decision. Yusuke says, hello Oscar. Hello, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. Foden or Bowen? Bowen. Start Van Dijk or a Stupinian? Probably a Stupinian there in that scenario. Kudus or Foden? Foden? Best Luton mid. I'm considering benching KDB. I wouldn't bench KDB for a Luton mid, but Barkley's probably the best Luton mid. I prefer him to Chong. Triple captain Solanke. Yeah, unless you've used your bench boost already, I would triple captain Solanke this week. I would use it. Gameweek 37 is like the obvious bench boost week because it's a massive double. So only if you've used your bench boost already will I consider saving the triple captain. Because there's just not any like clear weeks. Gameweek 34, it's going to be like Eze maybe. Palmer might have a double in 35 or 36, but it's not as good as the fixture Solanke's got. So I would triple captain Solanke this week if I still had it. I wouldn't be surprised if we did better than what we got from Haaland as well. 10 points, wasn't it? Foden or Palmer? I prefer Palmer there. Hechan for who? Depends what your plan is for 29. Like, if you're not free hitting, then get someone like Bowen, Douglas Luiz. If you are, then someone like Palmer, I like. Not a great fixture for Gordon this week, but he's got nice fixtures after the blank. 2 home games, back to back, and then Fulham away. Morris or Solanke? Solanke. Edzo, thanks for becoming an FPL Focal member as well. Did that work? Yeah. There we go. I'll do that every time someone becomes a member now. I'll press a random button and see what happens. Thanks very much for that. Thanks for becoming a member, Edzo. Connor says, start Areola or -12 for Neto. You're on free hit 29, wildcard 30. Not for a -12, bloody hell. Just leave Areola. He's home to Burnley. Like, it's not that bad. Kano says, I have a roll. Do I get it after the free hit? No, if you roll a transfer and then free hit, you go back to 1 free transfer. So that's something to bear in mind. If people are free hitting next week and you've got a free transfer, use it or lose it, basically. Even if it's something for your bench for a future game week. Edzo, thanks for the gifted membership as well. Thanks very much for that. There we go. I need to get better at doing that. There we go. Turn that off. That went to the Danster. -4 KDB to Salah. Not from -4. I'd say they're pretty close this week, KDB and Salah. KDB and Foden both got rest midweek in the Champions League. They didn't start. KDB or Garnacho? KDB. Gusto or Robinson? Who have Fulham got? Oh, they got Wolves. Yeah, I'd start Gusto. Gordon or Bailey? I'd say Bailey there. So the wildcard poll, 8% have got the wildcard active, 77% don't, 15% have used it already. Estupiñán or Powell? Ooh. Powell? Oh, I don't even know if Estupiñán starts either. Nah, probably Estupiñán and just hope for the best. Yeah, Estupiñán. Because Villa probably concede. I think both teams score in that one. You just took the -4 KDB Salah. Fair enough. I mean, it could come good, to be fair. You're ahead of the curve because everyone's going to want him in 30. Bournemouth Twitter made a tweet about FPL with a Solanke gift. Did they actually? That is class. See if I can find it. I love it. That's what they tweeted. Got an hour to get those double game week players into your FPL teams. I'll retweet that. Nice work by the admin there. Right, we just got under 10 minutes till the deadline. AK Shion says, I have triple captain. Should I use it and for who? Yeah, unless you've used your bench boost already, I would triple captain Solanke this week. It seems like the best opportunity that we're going to get. So yeah, I'd use it. Kano says, I need to get rid of Lascelles and I already have Zabarnyi. What can I use my free transfer on? I mean, can you afford Kirkes? I think he makes a lot of sense. Or if you're not free hitting in 29, then Doughty makes a lot of sense. One of those two. Or you could just go cheap like Gusto. I think he's fine as well. Chelsea could double in 34. Captain Bowen or Watkins? Do you not have Solanke? I'd rather captain a double game week player, even if it's Neto. I'd rather captain Neto than Bowen or Watkins this week. Which sounds mad, but I honestly would. That's why Neto's my vice. I'd rather captain Neto over Haaland, Saka, Watkins, Palmer this week. Haaland says £10 for a treat for the dog. He's playing a blinder, he is. Thanks very much for that, Hanlon. You know what? His birthday's tomorrow. So you know what? I will get him something. Yeah, he turns 4 tomorrow. I can't believe he's not moved for 2 hours, basically. He's just been sat there on my shoulders for like 2 straight hours. Teddy, they're talking about you, mate. Yeah, his birthday's tomorrow, so I'll get him something. And if anyone's joined late, I sold Edison and Estupiñán for Neto and Zabarnyi. Those are my 2 transfers for -4. Russell says, bench one out of Palmer, Foden, Son, Saka, Bowen. Oh, yeah, that's a nightmare, that. Out of all of those, I think I'd bench Foden. But that does seem wrong in current form, doesn't it? But I think I would. I mean, Palmer's home to Newcastle. Newcastle just can't stop conceding. I think they kept a clean sheet last week, and that was the first one since, what, game week 17? I mean, look at the goals conceded. 4-2, 2-2, 1-2, 4-3. So, I think Foden. Happy birthday tomorrow for the kitty. Gordon or Foden? Foden. Luis Diaz or Bailey? Bailey. Foden or KDB? I mean, on current form, you have to start Foden, right? Start Foden or Elanga? Foden. Palmer or Rashford? Palmer. Barkley or Doughty? Probably Doughty. Bench Palmer or Kiwior? I'd bench Kiwior there. Kano says, Leno or Dubravka? Who starts? Leno or Dubravka? What are the clean sheet odds saying on that? I'd go with whatever the clean sheet odds say this week. So, where's Newcastle? 14.5. Fulham, 27. So, yeah, start Leno. Start Leno, 100%. They probably both concede, but Leno's got the way better clean sheet odds. Any leaks? I don't think we'll get any. Let me double check. Because it's mainly like... It's mainly Liverpool and City that we want to know about. And they don't play till tomorrow. FPL Pat says, don't move the armband. Now, they reliably tweeted about Solanke being available when he was a doubt. So, that seems to me all but confirmation. Solanke's good. Is Saka playing? Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. He went off at half-time with illness, so... And he was on the bench afterwards, so it couldn't have been serious. He probably just got match sickness, which some players get sometimes. Palmer or Foden? I think Palmer there, honestly. Dog moved. Massive update, the dog moved. Akanji or Cash? Cash. Captain Tavernier? Not for me. I'm not a massive fan of Captain Tavernier or Cliver. I'd rather Captain Neto or Zabanye over a Tavernier, personally. I think they keep one clean sheet, maybe two. Whereas, like, Tavernier, what's he got? Like, 2 goals, 4 assists in 27 game weeks? Much likely to get something from a defensive player, in my opinion. B says, bench one out of Neto, Palmer, Bailey and Foden. Neto, Palmer, Bailey, Foden. I'd bench Neto. That's the Wolves Neto. Lass, thanks for the super chat as well. No message on that one. Thanks for that, Lass. Alright, just under 5 minutes to go. Keep the questions coming. Make sure you got your bench in the right order. Your captain on the right players. Final reminder. Omar, thanks for the super chat as well. Cash or Gusto? Gusto. KDB or Gordon? KDB. Start Gordon or Salah? Salah. Triple captain Neto? Nah, I don't think I'd do that. Don't think I'd triple captain Neto. Tony or Pau Torres to start? Start Tony. Start the attacker there. I mean, Pau's got Tottenham, so start Tony. Any strategy to time in the free hit in 29? No strategy. You just pick your team whenever. I made a draft just before we went live, and this is the team I landed up on. For anyone that's interested in an early free hit draft. While I read your questions. I'll do a video next week on whatever team I land on, so make sure you subscribe for that. Best Gameweek 30 1-week punts. Gameweek 30? 30? Don't know. Son, Madison, they're home to Luton. But I don't know why you'd get... It's a couple of weeks ago, isn't it? Like, Liverpool were home to Brighton, so like Darwin Nunez, maybe? Something like that. Trent, if he's back. Lass says Foden or Madison. I would start Foden. I don't think you could bench Foden on current form. Sammy says Morris is better than Awani. Yeah, I might end up with Morris because he's got the home game as well. I do like Awani though. Like, he's got really solid underlying numbers. He's back from injury. But yeah, there's a couple of players like Awani I need to decide on. Lee says happy birthday, Teddy. I'll let him know. Teddy, Lee said happy birthday, mate. You can't see him, can you? It's cut him off. If I put my hand there, maybe you can. There he is. KDB or Garnacho? KDB. Teddy will be the king of the game week. Probably will. Yeah, he's top 1k. He's going for number 1. Gordon or Palmer? Palmer. -8 for Zibanejad and Kirkis. I mean, it depends who you're selling. I don't mind that, to be honest with you. I don't mind that. They probably repay the hits and then some, but it depends who you're selling. Triple captain Teddy. Right, we've got 1 minute till deadline. Final reminder to check your bench and everything else is in the right order. Your captain's sorted. So, I've sold Edison and Estupinian for Neto and Zibanejad this week. Shara says, good luck everyone. Yeah, good luck everyone. Hope you smash it this game week. So yeah, Captain Solanke for me, Neto vice captain. 1 minute to deadline, more like 10 seconds. Yeah, well, by the time you hear this, it probably is the deadline. There's like a 5-10 second delay. And that is the deadline. Western 7 trillion says locked. Jan says, good luck all, locked. Good luck, Sam. Is there anyone that we can raid who's live right now? Let me check who's live. Let's see if there's anyone we can go raid. We do like to raid channels. It's good fun. Who's live? Let's see. FPL Inzaghi, the FPL duo. Football chat box. What's this channel? Is this in English?
Man, I need to stretch out today, man.
Let's go to...
Cool, guys. Thank you guys for joining me for my stream.
Oh, no, he's ending. Oh, missed it. Who else? That might be it. Fantasypedia. No, they're done as well. Everyone's cutting off the second we hit the deadline. What about this guy? FPL Tej?
Week. Thanks for watching and good luck for this game week. I
think everyone's killing their stream. All right, never mind. Thank you everyone for swinging by. Good luck this game week. As always, appreciate you tuning in. And yeah. Oh, FPL Juice. Yeah, we could go to FPL Juice. Let's do that. Let's head over to FPL Juice. Yeah, they're doing Streamception, aren't they? We'll head over to there. Spam Focal Raid in their chat. That's the wrong link. FPL Juice. We'll go show them some love. There's the FPL Juice. I'm going to head over there as well. Absolute legends. They're really, really unique, those guys. They do an actual in-studio FPL stream. So head over there. I'll see you over there. Thanks all for tuning in. That's it from me. Focal out.